What is going on, Benchwarmers? Welcome back to another episode. We got a lot to talk about from Champions League, Premier League action, and Premier League predictions this weekend coming up as well. So, before we get into all that, make sure you guys give us a follow, give us a like, and subscribe. All that is greatly appreciated. It helps us go a long way and get more exposure and hopefully continue sharing our voices on this bench where we hope to have you guys here soon enough. Yeah, that's pretty much the intro right there. So, I'm like upset today. Sorry, guys. I'm sure you know why. I'm upset, but not upset. A lot of emotions going right now.
Why a lot?
You know, the result last night, it was just like it's like a roller coaster of a couple past few 24 hours, I would say. But yeah, overall just not
Not good past 24 hours.
not good, not the best 24 hours, yeah. But
Okay.
how are you guys? How have your past 24 hours been?
Past 24 hours out of 10, I'll give it a I'll give it a 8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even want to talk about the past 24 hours. So
No man of the match for the past 24 hours?
no, nothing. No, nothing. I'll give mine a 2.
I'll give mine an 8
Oh, okay.
Out of-
Alright.
out of 20.
Oh, damn.
No, out of 10. Yeah, it was good.
I
You
like-
know, last night we had a good,
Good?
good but unfortunate run in pro clubs.
Yeah.
It was fun.
We got relegated, in case anybody wants to know.
To D2, but it's
D2.
okay. We'll bounce back.
Bounce back. Well,
Get back
right
to
now we
D1.
look like Everton, honestly, last night.
Yeah.
We look like we look
Yeah.
like we acted like we deserved the points, but in reality, the way we played, we didn't deserve them at all. So, I think relegation was just desserts for our performances. But speaking of performances, let's get into the performances that we just experienced. Actually, we didn't even introduce ourselves, right? My name is Eric.
Nico Nick.
John.
Josue, aka Dyer.
And if you guys are ready to go, let's get into it. You good?
Let's do it.
Let's
Let's
do it.
do it.
All right, we're gonna kick it off with Champions League. We're gonna digress a little bit. We're gonna work in reverse today. So the first game we're gonna talk about, just real quickly, is Liverpool versus Chelsea. Chelsea actually did manage to make it to the game, so that's one good start for them. They got the victory over Liverpool, 2-1. I didn't watch the game. Did you guys check it out?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't watch
No,
the game.
it was one of those games where I kind of probably everyone expected the result. So really no
Yeah.
point. Pulisic finally scored.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that he got a score sheet. Pulisic's looking pretty good, man. He's been stepping it up again. He's becoming more of the leader that I was expecting. I guess I'm sorry, not the leader, but the goal scorer that I was hoping he would be back in his earlier days. Hopefully he stays fit though. That's the main thing with him.
Just sucks that he's on Chelsea.
Well, maybe not for long. Who knows what's gonna happen? We don't know yet. Maybe they won't even exist next week when we finally have a Chelsea fan on here. But we'll yet to find out. But yeah, Chelsea managed to win away at Lille, and they move on to the next round. But Juventus and company, aka Vlahovic, crash out of the Champions League against Villarreal. Unai Emery, man.
Fuck Emery.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Why?
That's all I gotta say.
Why fuck him?
Look, he's a great European coach. It's kind of hard to deny that. Maybe not in the Champions League. Maybe he hasn't gotten that taste of glory yet. Maybe leaving PSG when he did was the wrong move for him at the time. Who knows? Because he came to Arsenal and we also what happened there. But Europa success, Champions League, they're moving on to the next round, beating Juventus.
I personally think he just does better with La Liga teams. You know, he had his full success with Sevilla, winning the Europa League, 2-3 times?
Mm-hmm.
Winning another one with Villarreal last season over United. Sorry, guy.
Fuck Emery.
And I just personally think he just does better with La Liga teams. I mean,
It's hard to
That's
disagree with that. If you look at this track record. Look at Arsenal. He got to the final, but it was a complete shit show. Look at PSG. He got Champions League final. No,
No,
Champions League
no, no.
semifinal.
PSG, no, they got knocked out in the
quarterfinals, I think.
quarters.
Was that
No,
when he
but
got
round
sacked?
16 against Madrid.
But I mean, you're pulling from some.
Oh, yeah. So remember how I said Tottenham don't have very much good players in their squad?
Yeah.
I'm currently looking at Juventus' lineup. So I'll read it from goalkeeper to. So they played 4-4-2. Was a goalkeeper Szczesny, Danilo at right back, a pairing center back of De Ligt and Rugani. On the left back, De Siglio, Cuadrado, Locatelli, Artur, and Rabiot. And up top, Vlahovic and Alvaro Morata. Okay, first of all, let's start off with that back line. Danilo, right? Just not good, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
No. Man
he's
City
a
fleeced them.
notorious winner though.
He's a what?
A notorious winner. I mean, not good, but he wins.
Not today. He didn't.
Okay, moving on.
He's
The
like,
the Lick, which apparently I was speaking to Doug, the Juventus fan, which you all know, and I saw his tweet a couple of days ago about why the Lick hasn't been playing well and why this guy wants the Lick to not be at the club anymore. Meaning, like, he doesn't think what the Lick was supposed to be when he came from Ajax, and apparently he's like not a very good ball playing center back. I don't watch much Juventus. All I did know is that the Lick coming from Ajax, he was probably a top 5 center back in the world at the time, regardless of his age. Alongside him, Rugani, I know little much about him. No. De Siglio left back, no. Quadrado, this isn't like 2014 anymore. Locatelli, he's good. Arthur is decent. Rabiot, this isn't, 2018 World Cup purple patch. Vlahovic is good, and Morata he's alright. Look at that. Like,
Average.
Morata shows up in big games, to be honest. But yeah, still that Juventus squad. I wonder if Juventus squads, Juventus fans. I wonder if they I would like to know what their take on Andrea Pirlo was, because apparently I saw a couple Juve fans on Twitter and saying that they should have stuck out with him a little bit more.
really?
Yeah,
I
I don't know much about him.
well, I mean, maybe hindsight is a beautiful thing, but at the time, it felt like a lot of Juventus fans wanted him out. Just they didn't see anything coming from the team. But maybe, maybe perception has changed when you see how a team looks when you stick with a manager for a longer period of time. They get to instill their influence more, their method of playing more. So yeah, maybe sticking with him might have been the right shout. But
they were also used to winning a ridiculous much and going to Champions League finals under
complacency, you think?
I don't know, but like before Pirlo, they were going to Champions League finals, winning Scudettos every year under Allegri, which he's done pretty poor now. But like, if, for example, if like Jurgen Klopp were to leave and Liverpool appoint another manager, Liverpool fans probably expect that manager to be on the same standard as Jurgen Klopp, which is not going to happen. So that's probably the reason why Juve fans are like, all right, not get this guy out, because we're not going to 2 Champions League finals back to back, or in 2 and 3 years. So yeah.
So Juventus crash out of the Champions League. I personally enjoy that because the guy who broke my heart joined that club and did nothing for them. But let's talk about the games that happened yesterday. We had Benfica and Ajax, right? Benfica.
Surprisingly.
Surprise.
I mean, Ajax winning their group, they were definitely the favorites to move on to the next round, but it's football. You can never
never know.
You never know. You can never sleep on other teams, small teams too. So, not saying that Benfica is a small team, but they're smaller than Ajax. But that's it.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping. I mean, we all kind of agreed that Ajax were probably going to be the dark horse of the competition. So I'm kind of sad that they didn't move on. It would have been great considering who's left to just see how they do against these big teams. But I'm happy that at least Darwin Nunez, my buddy from Uruguay, got the goal. So I'm excited to see him.
Stepping it up, man.
Excited to see him in the next round.
Yeah, remember like a couple months ago we were saying, Uruguay has no one. Now they have a couple of good players.
Yeah,
now. Araujo, Darwin Nunez, new generation.
Yeah, it took a while. The past couple of years for Uruguay haven't been the greatest, but now all these guys are finally hitting their prime, or at least approaching it. So they're doing good. So hopefully that means good things too next week with our international break.
Oh yeah.
The larger point that I took from this game is that I think a lot of talents are coming from Liga NOS, especially in these past recent years. So, for example, Ruben Diaz came in from Benfica last season to Man City, was a revelation to them. One of their best players and winning that league title. Obviously, Luis Diaz coming to Liverpool. We still don't know. It's looking good signs. But also players that moved on to other clubs that are Premier League exports, or exports from that league to the Premier League, but based on from the Liga NOS. So, Bernardo Silva, Radamel Falcao, like there's so many other players. I think that league went in a couple years. Yeah. There's so many players that don't really come into my mind right now. But yeah, I think in the next couple of years, I think a lot of teams will be shopping in Liga NOS, because Benfica, Sporting, and Porto, they have a lot of talented players.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, even though I don't rate Bruno Fernandes highly, but if you just look at his goal and assists, like coming from Sporting, but Sporting won the league after he left. So.
Yeah. Little hindsight, little foreshadowing there, right? But yeah, so Ajax get knocked out. I do agree with you, guys. A little upset because I did see him as a dark horse, but Sebastian Haller, his dream came to an end, a crashing end. We move on to probably the biggest game of the week in Champions League, which is United at home to Atletico Madrid. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to kind of get whatever you want to get off your chest, and then we'll dissect the game just a little bit more.
Atletico are cunts.
It's okay if you want to leave
It's kind
early.
of hard to disagree with that.
I mean, it's fucking Atletico. We all knew how they were gonna play. It's just one of those things where it's part of the game. It just sucks to be on that side of it because you know damn well that you might very well be on that side, and being the team that plays the way they do. It was frustrating because it was the one time where we need the result, not the performance. We had the
Yeah.
performance for the most part. It was a pretty decent game. We just couldn't get the result, which is very infuriating. Um, it's just I'm just pissed. Just going out that way just sucks at home. And it sucks too because I was watching the game. I think it was like in the 55th minute. One of the commentators said it like, "Okay, well, Atletico are going to be very happy just to sit back for the next half hour." And as soon as he said that, I just felt like everything just dropped. And so I'm like, "Fuck, that's exactly what's going to happen."
Because in the past, and I'm not trying to use your words against it, but you've said when you guys go up 1-0, you're usually confident, which is usually the case for you guys. There's something. This kind of showed the true colors of a lot of the players. What is your reaction to the way the players were reacting to every call, and also how do you view the refereeing in this game? Because I'm hearing both, and I hear it was abysmal, but I'm also hearing it was just more the fans and the players reacting to no calls.
It was frustrating because for the most part, the refereeing was at least consistent
Yes,
because there was a lot of calls on both ends that just weren't called, and I get it. And then you as a referee as well. I mean, you want the game to go
First
on.
of all, I never referee. I got my licenses. I never reffed a game in my life yet.
It probably has.
It's expired, or so I gotta get a new one.
You're still our referee. You're still our expert on the panel.
Never actually refereed.
He hasn't
officiated one recreation game, and that was like before I was even actually certified. Yeah.
But it was at least it was consistent. That's the only thing I can say. So yes, there was a lot of calls that weren't called, but I wasn't mad because at least it wasn't being called on the other end either.
Mhm.
A lot of it also just came down to just Atletico knew exactly what they were going to do. It's just as soon as they got the lead, they're every couple minutes they're gonna just fall down and kill the game, kill the momentum, and the ref just went with it and called some things occasionally that he normally would have let go, but it just killed the momentum for us, and it was just very frustrating because they knew how to get in our heads and they succeeded.
Mentality
Yeah,
definitely came through, and you saw. I think the goal that Atletico got was because so-called foul wasn't called, and then
there was two fouls on that play. Were they fouls? I would say definitely one of them was. I mean, you could argue Alanga, yes, from one angle it was. It was just one of those. From one angle it was, from one angle it wasn't. I personally was fine with it not being a foul. Fred, I mean, yes, it wasn't part of the play, but it was part of the play. He still barreled right through him.
Yeah.
And the referee was right there. Like, I mean, that was more of a foul than the Alanga foul like 40 seconds ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is, and I know one of the I think it was one of the broadcasters during halftime. They were saying, unfortunately, the Alanga foul probably could have been called, but it was outside of the scope that VAR uses to actually go and look at it. So as soon as the goal happens, they can only go back a certain amount of time, and that was just outside of it. So whatever, it is what it is. Just those two fouls leading in that build up kind of just drew Dallo away from Lodi, and it just turned him into a ball watcher, and he couldn't. Once you start backpedaling when the ball's coming at you, you're never going to get there. So it is what it is. I mean, we had our chances. They just got in our heads, and the guys just didn't know how to keep it in check, and they were just angry the whole game.
I mean, and so I'll come to you, Nick, but real quick, Nick, and I mean, we've said this is a big thing. His mentality with United has been kind of in the gutters this whole season, where instead of and you saw it with Atletico, Joao Felix got fouled, which it was a clear foul, but instead of complaining to the referee, he got right up and started chasing the ball again. United, on the other hand, it kind of felt like every time a player got touched, the three of them, Bruno Fernandes specifically and Ronaldo, were being Karens and just trying to get the refs get in the refs' ear. Nick, that's something that you don't see from Liverpool. You see them going 100 miles per hour. Is this deeper? I mean, no manager can fix this, in my opinion. How do you solve this, and how do you move forward from this? Like, what's the answer here for United if they want to kind of salvage the season that's remaining left?
Salvage the season? Fuck that. I don't know. Like, if I'm a United fan, I'm just looking forward towards the summer because United are going to splash the cash, whether they splash the cash on, good players and whatnot who actually fit their footballing style of play, whether it's on a different manager or under Ragnick or whatnot. But for this season, I don't know. I have honestly no idea. Like I said last podcast, like Sancho more of like an interior left side of the eight, but I honestly I have no idea. Like there's just too many players who just aren't good enough for this system. And I look at the at the lineup for both games. That right half side of from Atletico, Joao Felix, Marcos Llorente, and Rodrigo de Paul, which two of them, Joao Felix and Rodrigo de Paul, are technically fucking superb, man. Rodrigo de Paul, I wanted him like at Liverpool this summer just because he came from Udinese. He got goals in a lot, but Serie A, I'm not gonna really account for that or whatnot. But he's technically superior, and like he's got that dog in him. But yeah, that and then the left side of which the Atletico were attacking was the Harry Maguire and Alex Telles side. And Harry Maguire, the first disallowed goal for Joao Felix was Rodrigo Paul escaping the press and just giving it to Coke, and he playing a dice ball into Marcos Llorente, which lays it up to Joao Felix right in behind Harry Maguire. But yeah, on the first question, yeah, I don't see, dude, like. I have no idea, man. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't have a question. I don't have an answer.
Nah, I mean,
like,
I hear you.
for like the future plans, it just got to be like the right recruitment.
Yeah.
But for this season, like, I don't know,
is the
man.
only thing.
Yeah, obviously top 4, but I don't know how they're like. I don't know what they changed. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to come. I kind of wanted to bring this Ronaldo question to you because obviously being a Madrid fan and having a Ronaldo love that we both shared at one point. I shared it, not anymore. Obviously, I hate him now. But obviously, he ran out of the secret stuff against Spurs. The juice ran out, and this game
Use it against Spurs, man.
That's it.
Use
Use it
all
at
of
the
it.
wrong time. Use it at the wrong time. He should have not left it. He should have drank a Red Bull, maybe like Vardy. His secret stuff for the Atletico game, but it is what it is. This is, I think, Ronaldo's first season since 2009 without winning a trophy, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I think you were right, actually.
Yeah.
PSG are on track to win a trophy. Is Messi better than Ronaldo now?
What the hell? Are you really asking me that question? You know I never do comparisons.
How many,
I'm fucking with you.
I
many
never
goals-
do
how many
comparisons.
I really
goals?
wanted to ask you about Ronaldo.
how many goals?
How many
does Messi have?
trophies? How many trophies does he have this season? We count goals, individual or team efforts?
He's not going to win a single
I'm
one
kidding,
this
I'm
year,
kidding,
but
I'm
still.
kidding.
I mean,
I'm
depending
like-
on what Ronaldo you're talking about, you could be talking about his son, and his son might have 1 or 2.
Do you know?
Trophies.
Then no, he asking. No, but that was more of a joke. But just Ronaldo. Like,
Damn, you made Marco choke.
what's your overall thoughts on him and seeing how he performed against you guys and then seeing how he performed against this Champions League is his competition, right? And it just kind of died out for him here.
I don't know. It's just I think it's honestly it's hard to actually make a discussion about that because he's such an elite soccer player, such an elite footballer and athlete that you would think that he would perform the same way in every game, every competition. But we all have to remember he is a human being and they can't always do the same thing every single game. I read also a stat that he didn't provide a single shot on target for the first time, I think, in 12 years in Champions League.
It's crazy.
Since 09, I think, a game in 09. But I didn't get to see the game. I just saw highlights. I just saw how, I don't know, childish it looked like from United to argue with the referee. Like, this is what I don't understand with any footballer. You don't have to be a pro. You don't have to be any athlete to argue with the referee. If the referee made the decision, just move the fuck on. It's final. Just move on. Say what you need to say, but keep playing. That's why I like watching Liverpool more because they will say what they need to say, but they will keep playing. They will hustle. United, they just like, oh, we didn't get the fucking call, but they
feel
just
sorry for
walk.
themselves.
Yeah, they feel sorry for themselves and they just walk and in disappointment as like the
And then-
game is against them.
And then
or
like
some
10 minutes later, another foul gets called, and then you see them run back. Oh, well, what about the one?
Yeah.
What about the one from a long
Yeah.
time ago?
Yeah.
But going back to CR7, I do think that he did use all his juice up against Spurs. He played a full 90 in that game. He's 37 years old. He's still in great shape. But Nah. Well,
I'm sorry. Marco just just breaking news. Just kind of sent us some funny, funny. Look, if you're listening to this on the podcast, please tune into the YouTube channel. Marco, if you can please put this picture up right now. We'll give you a moment to look at it, appreciate it, and also put the Karen picture up as well because that's why we were laughing earlier. So, yes, all right. Now that you saw it, get a good laugh out of it because I don't want to give it away. I want people to kind of go physically look at it. Guys wants to chew our heads off right now.
I had to go.
And
oh my goodness.
my last question to you is, and this is the troll in me kind of coming out right now, and I'm gonna enjoy it because
as
you know what?
always.
Eventually it's gonna come. Look, I've been on the receiving end of it. I'm gonna be there again, when I'm sure soon enough. But for now, as a Spurs fan, how do you comfort United fans knowing they won't win another trophy for their 5th year in a row?
Can we turn off the camera so I could throw a soccer ball at Eric? That way I don't get.
I'm sorry.
Jesus fuck.
All right. I think we'll move on from there, right?
Marco, can we just get a better picture? Because
No.
that's a bad picture.
There's more videos out there. All right.
That mentality point you brought up, like I think it just stems from the top. Like for example, like Atletico Madrid, like Diego Simeone, one of the best managers in the world for the past 10 years probably.
Yeah.
Just Atletico, just hard drilling, just work harder than the opponent, and you're gonna get the result. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
United, it's so opposite. That's just crazy. Like it's just like it's crazy how like one mentality changed and a manager. And I've said it like we've said it like manager isn't gonna change the issue, but everything just stems from the manager. You know what I mean? Like
So do you think United need a more driven and more assertive manager?
Well, before you answer that, how did you view United with Ollie as opposed to now?
In terms of
Just their work ethic, like fighting for the badge, because that's something that I specifically remember Ollie very emphasizing a lot is fighting for the badge. So, do you see a difference in, I guess, commitment or passion from the players under Ollie as opposed to now? And then I think
well,
that
there
would kinda
definitely
answer-
there definitely is a difference just in the way they're playing, their body language as of late. I mean, yes, the record technically has been better since Ralph has joined,
Mhm.
but it does, especially lately, it does seem like they did want to play more for the badge under Ollie. I mean, Ollie, we know the kind of manager he was. He was a good player manager, and they did. And you've said it yourself that he got bailed out by the team, and it's not really the case right now. So
That's a good point. That's a good point. I think we've all said that.
Yeah.
We're always gonna build out from the team, and it doesn't look like they're fighting for Ragnick as much this time around. But
I think it's just it all comes down to Ralph's not going to be there.
Yeah.
So the players just aren't mentally there because they know that come summertime, there's going to be someone new again.
Well, rumors. I'm sure you guys saw the rumors today. Harry Kane 100 mil transfer with Pochettino coming in as well. So we'll see if that's the answer. That's fun. To me, it's hilarious because that's gonna make the United fans so happy and kind of forget everything. But I still feel like the same problems are still gonna remain there.
Sorry, I feel like this is more damaging than anything else overall.
I
Because
don't-
how like that mentality of he's not going to be there at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of fucked up for fans and for players.
That is.
Yeah.
It is. It takes away the morale. It takes away the drive that you need to have as a team in order to move on forward. To have that mentality, like, oh, this coach is not going to be here any longer.
Why
like,
try?
Why? Okay, I tried. Well, he's going to be gone. I'm still going to be here. So what's the point?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work that way. Not at all.
And that's why, just like you said earlier, it's another manager might not be able to fix that because there's bigger problems here, and it's from all the way up to from the owners all the way down to the players. There's just issues all over, and just Ralph's just doing his best.
Yeah. Yeah.
He needs to start shaking things up though.
We'll see. United still very likely the top 4 is within their reach. We'll talk more about that as we go over the other games. So they're just still fighting for something this season. Not what they were hoping for, but they're still fighting for something. Anything else you guys want to get off?
Well, I still want to go back to the question to Nick that I asked him if United needs a more driven and assertive coach, because the last time United did well to win a couple of trophies was with Mourinho.
Yeah.
And
he said it.
And he's a strict one. He said it. Yeah,
He
he
said
said it
himself that
himself.
was his biggest success against second place with United.
Yeah. So
Just looking back at it, I was like,
what do you
"Yeah,
think,
right."
Nick?
I think United can get any manager in the world and they still won't be up there anymore.
So you think if Conte were to go to United, it'd still be the same?
No, they didn't improve for sure. They didn't improve massively, but they won't be the level that Man United fans accept, and that's challenging for league titles and Champions League.
Not the players.
Yeah, they're just
Which is the one
Just
thing
talk
that
about
frustrates
players.
me the most as a United fan is from other United fans. They're still living in the past from the Sir Alex Ferguson days.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It might maybe one day we'll get back there, but it's not right now. So you got to live with this is what we have right now. This is our hand that we've been dealt. We got to deal with it now. Stop worrying about what happened 10 years ago and
Best glories, yeah.
yeah, they're living too much in the past. They're not
Yeah.
accepting the change, and they just don't want to move forward. They just expect every year to be 38-0-0 in the Prem and winning every single trophy possible. That's not gonna happen.
I mean, I feel like honestly, we can if the more we fall into this rabbit hole, we can start blaming the media because most of the major pundits are
absolutely.
old United legends, and
Mm-hmm.
when things don't go their way, who's the headlines? Them. So it's only gonna drive everybody else's narrative as well. So
I mean-
it's kind of United's own doing in a way, but not necessarily their fault because you can't expect Paul Scholes, Rio Ferdinand, Gary Neville to go on Sky Sports and just tear the team apart. But that's what's happening right now. So they're kind of creating the narrative as well.
The best one is
Roy Keane.
Roy Keane. He's freaking
And every time
hysterical.
Mike is just about to crack up every time he talks. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, man. We'll see what happens with United for the remainder of the season. They are out of Champions League, out of FA and Carabao too, right?
Yep.
No competitions no more.
Only
besides
thing we
Premier League.
have is not
Which-
even. The only thing we have is top four,
Which actually, honestly, if you look at Arsenal, it kind of
Yeah.
benefits you guys.
which is fine. Now we have more time to train. We don't have to
Yeah.
worry about any midweek
You can
games, but
focus on games, yeah.
it's just a matter of they need to get their heads on straight.
Mhm.
So.
In the end, Simeone finally got the best of
For-
CR7.
Yeah.
After so many games.
And he
And you
ran.
said he ran off, and everyone threw so much shit at him.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah.
care.
It was. I mean, it was initially.
Marco.
initially, it was funny, but I mean, don't throw shit at
Yeah,
anybody.
it's a manager.
But-
that's
Did they throw a
That's-
pie at him?
Yeah.
I think so. That's very unclassy for Manchester United, especially because you wouldn't to throw shit at a manager. That's not class. But it is what it is. Let's move
Fish
on.
and chips.
Diego Simeone though, like regardless of the football he plays and the way he sets up his teams, like Spanish Burnley and whatnot, like as an actual manager, player, coach, man management, he's probably one of the best of all time.
Not gonna
if
lie,
not
he's
the
funny.
best of
He's
all
funny
time.
to watch on the sideline too. He's just so animated. Sometimes it's hilarious. His facial expressions.
all timer.
For a manager to kind of to have his team continue fighting the way they fight and play the way they play, he has to have 100% commitment from each single one of those players. So I would 100% agree with you that that's elite manager right there.
Kieran Trippier recently went on the True Geordie podcast. I think it was a week ago. He talked about his stint at Atletico Madrid for 2 seasons. He was just basically, every single training session from Diego Simeone is 100%. If you don't give 100%, get the fuck out of it. You know what I mean? That's honestly that's what I love from Diego Simeone. Like
That's
I
what
said,
you need from a-
regardless-
that's what
regardless
you
of
need
what
from
he
a
plays,
coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's like
what you
he's
need from a
top
manager.
tier. Like he's.
You
I
can't-
think these past recent years, like regardless of Atletico getting knocked out in Champions League last season against Chelsea, we'll see how far this season go. I think he's top man. I think
Yeah.
he's very underrated.
I mean, I really wanted him at Arsenal at one point, but
It's just because he just instills like
the energy.
I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck what you care. Like I'm your boss. Like work for me, but
We'll
at the
do it
same
together.
time, I'm
Oh,
your friend, and I'm gonna help you get there as
And
long
he's
as you
there.
work
Yeah.
for me.
He's on the sidelines with the players, like going absolutely ape shit. So
Mhm.
the players see that, and if I'm playing, I see my manager going fighting for me. I'm gonna fight for him too. So
Yeah.
no, there's so many class.
Yeah, he will have his, few bad games, bad spell, but he'll rebound.
It won't affect
He'll
him.
bounce
It won't
back.
phase him. He'll
No.
continue doing what he's doing.
No.
But yeah, man. Shout out to Atletico. Yeah, good shout out for him to finally overcome his kryptonite, which
I
was
mean-
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Also, CR7 didn't go to Portugal, so
Oh yeah, he needed that Portugal
he
trip.
needed
to
that
kind of,
Portugal 3-day break.
You know what? I think the secret stuff is in Portugal. I think we have to go there and find it. We have to go mining for it. I think my dog just dropped something upstairs. Let me do this to make sure everything is okay. Everything okay? Everything was okay. All right, let me move on. All right, so that's Champions League recap for you. Now we got some Premier League action to kind of go over. 2 games really that happened today. Brighton versus Spurs. Who was home?
Brighton
Right.
was.
Brighton was at home versus Spurs, and then Arsenal hosting Liverpool. But let's go over Brighton's and Spurs game first, which a good bounce back.
It is. I mean, it was an expected pattern that Spurs have been having.
One of the
literally,
one
bro.
of the one of the commentators even said that I forget who it was, but he said, "Yeah, I mean, you expect this considering win loss, win loss, win loss."
Fucking
Yeah.
Christmas tree lit up,
Yeah.
yo. It looked like a Christmas
Literally,
tree.
it's like
Red,
that.
green, red, green, red, red, green, red,
Roller
green.
coaster right there.
Yo.
But I saw part of the game, and Spurs were actually playing pretty well, but not as well as they did against Leeds, Everton, United. I would say, even though they got the win today, they didn't play as good as they did against United, despite the loss. Christian Romero finally got his goal, but it was
Luckily.
it was a funny goal
He
because
just happened to
He
Kulusevski,
just happened to be there.
yeah, Kulusevski shot it on target, but it chipped Romero's shin guard and it went in, and he finally got his goal. And Bentancur gave a nice through ball in the second half to Harry Kane, who was on a run, and with his left foot slotted it home. Sanchez kind of stood, didn't know what to do, and it was a good game for Spurs. Good rebound from the loss against United. Um, but we got West Ham this weekend, a whole different competition. We're at home, and we'll see what goes on from there.
Are you guys in any domestic competition right now?
No,
No, you're
no,
right now
it's
only
just
Premier
it's
League.
just Premier League trying to get to top 4 because we are only 3 points away from you guys, Arsenal.
Mhm. And we still
Um,
have to play each other as well.
Yeah, and United is in 5th, West Ham is in 6th, we're in 7th, and Wolves are right behind in
Yeah.
8th. So,
I mean, honestly, any of the teams you just mentioned, it goes from 4th to 8th place.
mm-hmm.
Which
It
is
just
kinda
it just
crazy.
feels like one win gets you like so close.
It
Yeah.
does.
And even if you lose, like obviously you lose, but like all you just need that one win.
Yeah.
Like I just saw right now, Spurs are was it 3 points off of Arsenal?
Yeah. So
Crazy.
you got Man City, Liverpool fighting for the title. Chelsea's pretty much comfortable in 3rd.
Mhm.
But
for
you
now.
got that you got that top 4 spot with 5 teams trying to get it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
As it usually is. It's always the fight for fourth.
Yeah, but usually it kind of comes down to United and Spurs for the most part.
Yeah.
For the past couple seasons, but
Yeah,
now,
I'd say Chelsea and
you could even go
United.
well, I mean, I feel like Chelsea this season maybe they look so more dominant. Kind of don't really consider them like challenger for top 4. They just seem like they belong there.
yeah.
Maybe not for long. Maybe they want to exist. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, overall,
It was a good game. Not the best game, but I was happy with the 3 points away at Brighton, who are
They're typically better at home. I'm surprised that they didn't put up
Yeah.
more of a fight. But
I honestly don't really have many questions to ask off of this game alone. The only based off of the reports that came out today, I'm really more concerned about Harry Kane and where he's gonna go this summer. And if he does go somewhere this summer, what does that mean for Spurs?
well. Here's the thing. This is my opinion and my assumption of what could happen
Yeah.
if Manchester United does end up getting Pochettino. Pochettino is definitely going to want to get a Spurs player that he's played in the past, and number 1 is Kane. I feel like Heung-min Son would be another target because right now Heung-min Son is not really doing so hot. He's not. He's providing plays, but he's not finishing very well as he used to. He's not getting back on defense as much. I feel like he's slacking a little bit. But if Conte has a project and he wants to stick to that project and he wants Kane to be heavily involved in that project, he's going to try to convince Kane to stay if Conte does stay at Spurs. So I feel like Conte, he's very good at convincing, and he will be able to keep Kane for one more season before they could actually sell him if Kane does want to leave. I know Kane really wants to win a Premier League trophy like any other top
He
striker,
wants to win a
top
trophy
player.
in
Yeah.
general, even a
Yeah.
medal.
Yeah.
Even a recreation medal.
Okay.
Good participation.
But
Not no
Yeah.
Audi Cup. That
I've mentioned before, but that was a joke.
I know.
And I shouldn't have brought that up because now he's getting me up for it.
He wants that trophy more than he wants the Audi Cup. Okay. Down right there.
He's only gotten the toilet one.
That's
That's the best chance he has. So. I mean, no, that is
Jesus
honestly
fuck.
true.
Oh, the
England.
World Cup.
Yeah, the
Oh,
World Cup.
World
I
Cup.
thought you-
Oh no, I was actually.
the actual World Cup. Yeah, that's
I mean, he came close to getting Champions League, came close to a league title, came close to a Carabao Cup title.
So you're telling me he's the ultimate choker?
No,
Oh.
Spurs.
Oh.
And this is coming from a Spurs fan. They just can't finish. They just can't freaking finish. I started becoming a Spurs fan since 2011, and the last time they won a trophy was in 2008, the Carabao Cup title. And I feel like I gave him the bad luck, and I hate that. I'm a jinx.
Become a United fan or a Liverpool fan or Man City
No,
fan. Either
no,
one
You
of
use,
those
we
fans.
could use a Leicester fan
We-
on the pod.
No, they're doing better already. It's
No,
fine.
no. That was for the old times, but no.
Oh, okay.
That's when I was confused, But
What?
So you're not confused anymore?
no, I'm not.
You're
confused.
supporting Spurs.
I'm
You must be
straight.
some kind of confused.
Hey, listen, I hit my head the other day, and I
Oh, you
know
did.
that I'm not confused.
My brother texted me, he's like, I want to see the video, by the way. I'm like, what video? Of Josue. I'm like, oh, I forgot we talked about that. Like, no, that's not for public consumption.
But,
But yeah, Spurs get the dub. 3 points behind fourth place now. So
Yeah.
all to fight for. You know?
all I need to say is that I hope Kane stays, falls into the Conte project. If not, Conte's gonna have to find a striker, and to be honest, Dybala might be the one. Only because he has worked with Conte before. Maybe he could fall into that system, but I can't think of any striker at the moment that would want to go to Tottenham and replace Kane.
Yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be a busy summer for a lot of clubs. So definitely, the reports are gonna be coming out sooner rather than later of all the rumors that we are excited to keep tabs on. But now let's go into the game out. I'm not looking forward to. But you know what? It's not that I'm not looking forward to talking about it. I'm just upset that the good energy that Marco put out and I tried putting out didn't come to fruition. So Arsenal at home, 2-0 to Liverpool. I think the score line flatters Liverpool a lot more than obviously it does flatter them a lot more than it does Arsenal. But I feel like it doesn't fully represent the game, if that makes any sense. 2-0, yeah, you think it's a dominant performance from Liverpool, but I feel like we were in it for the most part.
I mean, at least one of those goals wasn't it like a silly mistake that
Both
you
those
guys,
goals, in my
both,
opinion,
was it both? Of them?
both so the first goal. I mean, all right, the first half. I thought
First
we
half
did.
was a great.
I thought we did phenomenal. We were front footed. We were going at Liverpool. Didn't show. We weren't scared. We showed that we're not a team that's gonna sit back and just play the counter. We were going for it. Nick, how did you feel that first half on your end?
On my end, I kind of expected it. I never like going away to the Emirates. Before last season, I believe they lost 2-1. Van Dijk gave the ball away to Lacazette. Then 1-1, Lacazette scored like in the 82nd minute. So I never like going away to the Emirates. Even Liverpool's good results away at the Emirates recently. But yeah, I kind of knew. I had this feeling. I had this feeling it was gonna be like a Premier League classic, which it didn't really turn out to be. But yeah, I didn't expect Liverpool to be kind of like second, where like Arsenal just kind of like on the front foot and whatnot. But I kind of expected Arsenal were gonna come out and not really show what they showed at Anfield earlier this season, because at Anfield like they showed up for like 30 minutes at least, and then it kind of just faded away. It kind of reminded me of the Liverpool's Inter performance away at the San Siro this season, where really the first 60, 50, I'd say the first 50 minutes where the opposing team were actually really getting into some good positions. And earlier in the game, Saka was able to find a lot of space, which Robertson left vacated. Obviously, Martinelli on Trent. There's a couple times where Xhaka I thought Xhaka actually had a pretty decent game. But yeah, I kind of expected that the showing from Arsenal, especially in the first half, because Arsenal in the top 4 race. We've all seen the project of Arteta and whatnot. Which I truly believe in and whatnot. Players like Saka, Martinelli, they want to go up against the big teams, and they showed it against earlier in the season against Man City. Like that performance was like stellar. Although they lost, like Martin Odegaard probably had one of the best games of the season against Man City. Obviously, Party in that game. Xhaka as well. Like that game actually like said something, and I kind of expected them to do the same against Liverpool today.
Yeah. Again, like I did say I was expecting not a loss. Just when I look at Liverpool and Man City, they're just levels above everybody else. And realistically, for me although we are home and the energy from according to all the fans and all the podcasts has been next level this season, given how we've been looking so far recently. I was hoping that would play a big factor in the game, which I think it did for the first half for the most part. Then the second half starts, and you see Klopp is furious that things aren't going that he how he wants it to go, and then Jota gets that goal before he comes off, and that when once that goal went in, I felt the air come out like, ah, damn.
Well, it was a beautiful through ball from
It
Thiago.
was,
It was a
and
I
nice
wouldn't
through
say
ball.
so
it's like a normal one.
I actually wanted,
I mean,
I
not
wanted to touch on that real quick because the game was so fast paced, so back and forth,
Yeah.
back and forth. As soon as that moment, that pass, the game died down. Like it just slowed down, and it kind of felt like everybody was just kind of just switched off for a second. Like, okay, let's see where you're trying to pick up the pass, and then it was just a perfect channel right there. Put it through, and that was it.
Well,
Goal.
it
But
had a slight little swerve to it. That's
it was
why.
great.
That's why I'm
No,
saying
I think
it was good.
the change of play, the change of speed of play
Hmm.
from fast to fast to like, all right, slow it down, movements, and then push them through. And it was a great ball, but what bothered me the most about that was the goalkeeping on Ramsdale. That's your near post. I've said it here before. I've called out a lot of keepers on it in the past. You can't get beat on your near post. It hit his hand too.
Yeah.
Wasn't strong enough. The second goal, it just also just came so quick, like back to back. There's no way Firmino should be getting ahead of our defenders on that one. So it upset me that those two goals were definitely, I felt, more on us than they were from you guys. So that gives me hope in knowing that we're gonna be getting another center back in Saliba back next season, who is supposed to be high profile. And just knowing that this is, again, it's not even a full season yet with this full team yet. This is yet to be a full entire season. Remember, the first 3 games, a lot of these guys weren't even here.
Right.
How long has Liverpool been together for? On the Klopp? For the
Say
majority?
4 years.
4 years into the project, and look how good they are. If you give me another year of this Arsenal team, I'm excited of what's the prospects are. But as far as the game goes, anything we got out of this would have been a bonus. A point, 3 points. No points is what I was sort of expecting, but yeah, overall just a little gutted, but I'm not down in the dumps as in the past I would have been. I mean, yeah, it's over. I thought to the chat, I feel like it's gonna be a blowout, and it was getting there. It was about to be that get to that point, but yeah, no, not everything I was hoping for. Good game overall.
On the game itself, though, on Liverpool's end, kind of have like this. I want to have this little Jota Firmino conversation because I want to say this. I was gonna write a little script or video or whatnot, but I'll say it on here. It was gonna be why I was wrong about Diogo Jota and why I was wrong about Roberto Firmino. So on Diogo Jota first, I said in the past, and obviously he scored today, great goal. But I said in the past that I don't care regardless of what his link-up play is or ball retention, as long as he scores, it doesn't matter. I think I was wrong about that, just because like in top teams in Europe right now, your number 9 has to have so many touches. Like I said in the group chat yesterday, Darwin Núñez had 3 touches, 1 goal. He plays for Benfica. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Compare that to the likes of Liverpool, Man City, Bayern Munich. Their number 9 gets so many touches. I think Jota's, like I said, Jota's great at finding space. He's a great driver with the ball. But I think when it comes to actual false 9 play, I think that's where the likes of Firmino excels on it, which obviously. But back on Jota, I think that's why I said Liverpool needs to dip into the market this summer and actually find a profile who fits that position. Just because Liverpool in the past, they made back-to-back Champions League finals, 97-point campaign, 99-point campaign. Who was the main one orchestrating the system? The guy who I've been critiquing a lot this season, Roberto Firmino. And I actually think he has a pivotal part to play in the season. Actually, I would like them to see Klopp start him away at the Etihad, just because I don't think no other attacker in our lineup has the same profile as him. The way he just drops deep, I think when he does do his false 9 play very well, which is keep the ball very well, progress the ball a little bit, I think he does it so superb, and I think that helps the team so much. I mean,
Yeah.
you saw with I think, and it's crazy because I talk about them both, but Diogo Jota and Roberto Firmino work so well together. 2 completely different profiles. Away at Man United, the 5-0, Jota Firmino were able to link up so well. I think together they're phenomenal. But I kind of want to have my own section on Diogo Jota, which he's still a phenomenal player, but I just think he has a lot of attributes that and qualities that the false nine in Liverpool system should have, and I think he just lacks in some areas. But yeah, Firmino, I've been critiquing him a lot, but yeah, I think I was definitely wrong about those two. Yeah.
Is Jota more of a striker or a winger?
I kind of he plays as a number 9, but I think lately I think I would have him more as a left-sided, really make runs, almost play as a striker, but on the left side, because when he does play as a striker, I think without goals, I kind of like I mentioned Bruno as a net negative. I kind of if I'm gonna say Bruno's a net negative, I have to say Diogo Jota is also a net negative, because I think at times when he doesn't score, I think he hampers the team a lot, just because the fluidity, the flow of the game, especially from the midfield to the attack, I don't think it's the same with him. But he also scores a lot, and his poaching ability, you know what I mean? People in Zaki regen.
Yeah.
But I think he's more suited out into the left, which he actually played more at Wolves, but Klopp kind of put him in towards more of a
striker.
number 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, great game. A lot of good takeaways from both ends. I'm just happy with Martinelli and how he's looking to be a big talent in the future. Liverpool have now tied up with Man City in games played, and I believe are 1 point behind now
1 point behind.
with a game against Man City at the Etihad. Yes, I think we said this a lot before in the past. I said that it's in their last week. You said it was in their hands. Just real quick, who do you guys think who is it really falling on right now? Man City or on Liverpool?
What do you mean following on?
Like
who has,
who do you think feels the pressure the most right now?
Definitely Man City.
Definitely Man City.
They're up. They have to. It's on them to keep it that way.
It's definitely Man City.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Liverpool are on a good
Run.
put on the pressure type of mode right now.
It's gonna be a
So-
fun end to the season because
Good-
they're both fighting for it. They're 1 point away. They're gonna start their best 11 every single game going forward, and that the game you guys have against them it's gonna be a make or break it
It's gonna be a fun game
No.
to watch.
kind of game.
I just have this question. Did you guys think Man City were going to run away?
I did. I gave him a title already.
What about you,
think
Nick?
a lot of people
You
already
being
did.
you being a Liverpool fan, did you think Man City were just
He
going to
did
run
too.
away?
Go fuck out of here, nigga. You gave it to me.
I mean, I'm just asking because sometimes I miss what you guys say.
No,
'Cause I'm not here.
I'm pretty sure we all at one point gave it to Man City.
Okay.
Yeah, I did as well, especially after Liverpool drew away to Chelsea at the Bridge 2-2.
Yeah.
But I can't wait until the Etihad game. I think the Etihad game was it 3 years ago in 2019. The ball cleared off the line. Sané scores the winner. Something in the 70th minute. I love those. I love the game. Even though like City have gone the better at Liverpool, I think Liverpool haven't beaten Man City since 2019 at home 3-1.
Jeez.
Which is a huge amount of time. What's interesting about that game is that the last time that specific game was played at the Etihad under fans was in 2019, which is already 3.5 years ago. With fans.
I will
City at home.
love for Spurs to give you some tips. I would much rather see Liverpool win the title than Man City. Not gonna lie.
But on the game
Well,
itself,
you guys beat Man City, so
That's why I say I love
think it shows for the players too.
give you tips how to win at the Etihad.
yeah. That's true,
back
right?
to the Liverpool City game, I think that's the highest quality game in the world.
Yeah.
Like in
Yeah.
2019, like when I watched that game, there's a sequence up until when Liverpool had the ball cleared off the line by John Stones. It started with Wijnaldum, just so many intricate passes, and everyone just felt like there's games like of all time where two teams are so good that every single touch you take has to be perfect, because if it's
100%.
not perfect,
Mhm.
they're going the other way. That game was like, in my opinion, that was one of the best quality games in the last 15 years in the Premier League. Like those two teams were so at their peak, it was ridiculous to watch. Even though Liverpool lost, but I loved watching that game. Obviously, I don't love watching that game, but I love the whole overall aspect of that game, just because that shows like these two teams are just on a different level. Like that peak, like I hope it gets replicated this Etihad, but let's see if it goes Liverpool's way.
By the looks of it, it definitely will probably even exceed what we expected in the past. But that wraps up Premier League action this week. I'm sorry, this past today and just today, right? Yeah. And Champions League. We got some predictions to give. We got games tomorrow, Friday, and a few on the weekend, and then we have international break. We were not expecting to go as long as usual, but as usual, we did. So we're gonna give our predictions and end it there. Marco, you ready to keep tabs on everybody? All right. So, game tomorrow: relegation Everton versus relegation safe Newcastle. How do you see it going?
Who's first?
Everton's at home.
No, who's first? Like, who do you want to speak up first?
I'm looking at you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just looking at me.
I mean, you are beautiful, and I do enjoy looking at you.
No, I mean,
but
you're sexy, but
Don't-
you
don't
know, that's
lie.
why I was looking
Don't
at
lie to
you.
the viewers,
Even though
don't lie
you're
to
the
the listeners.
host.
I'm not the host. We're all the hosts here.
I mean, I
You're
can.
gonna
I
have to bring a
can.
couch in.
Anyways, Newcastle.
Newcastle. Yeah.
Newcastle.
Scoreline?
3-1.
3-1. Damn, Everton's getting spanked.
3
left and right.
3-1. I feel like Everton are going to get some unfortunate calls, some unfortunate mishaps in the back line, like they did against Spurs, and Newcastle is just going to take advantage of it.
All right. All right. So 3-1.
2-0 Newcastle.
2-0 Newcastle.
0-0.
0-0.
0-0. Zilch.
I'm gonna give it.
Boring game.
I'm gonna give it 2-1 to Newcastle.
What about you, Marco?
2-1 Newcastle, you said, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm going to give it. You know what? I have a feeling that Everton has to have one back, man. At least one, just to give them that confidence.
Just
back.
remember, keep in mind their home form has been the best part of their season, which still is questionable. But
Well, I didn't know that, but because of that news, to me, I'll give it a 2-1 Everton.
you know what I'm saying about right now, Gab? We never brought back up the whole home.
I gotta pull it up. I gotta put
Yeah.
it together.
I want to see how it affects the big teams and aka smaller teams. But you said 2-1 Everton.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next, top 4 battling Wolves versus also relegation possibly Leeds. How do you guys see this going?
Well, Leeds got
Jesse
a win
Marsch?
with
Yeah.
Jesse Marsch last weekend. It was a good one against Norwich. But I'm still going to give it to Wolves 2-0.
This is gonna be a tough one because Leeds have already shown that they're a little more solid than they were before. I think it's gonna be a scrappy game. 1-0 Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
2-0 Wolves.
I'm gonna go. I want to go 1-0 Leeds. Honestly, I'm kind of feeling that right now. I'm feeling like a 1-0 Leeds right now.
It's just gas.
Hmm?
You just have gas.
But also remember Leeds tax.
Under Bielsa,
Oh, that's true. That's
under
true.
Jesse Marsch, I don't know. It's still very unpredictable. So I'm kind of curious to see how he's gonna come up.
So you going 1-0 Leeds?
What?
You going 1-0 Leeds?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go 2-2. Type.
2-2.
2-2.
That's a
All
good
right.
good
That's a
result.
that's a good
So
lineup.
what was yours? Sorry.
2-0 Wolves.
Thank you.
And big matchup for Arsenal. This is coming off of a rough loss against Liverpool. We're traveling to Villa.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go with the draw there. 1-1.
Okay.
It's not
This is a
rocket
tough one.
science, guy.
It is actually.
No, it's
It is-
not.
He's trying
it is
to break
actually.
it down.
I'm
I
trying to
respect that. I respect
I'm trying
that.
to break it down. There's no Dina.
He's trying to troll. That's what he's trying.
So I think Saka's gonna have a field day on that side. 2-0 Arsenal.
Okay.
1-0 Arsenal.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal as well. Yeah. I think we're gonna bounce back after this game.
I do know that Arsenal's gonna win. I have a feeling.
You do know. He
I do
knows.
know. I can see the
fuck.
He's
future.
He
Mm.
time.
Yeah.
He time
top 4.
traveled.
If you don't get top 4, you heard it here first. This guy jinxed it.
Is Marco's
Can
mic
I
connected?
change my
He
prediction now?
time traveled.
Is your mic connected?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be
So everyone heard
hilarious. If it
So
He's
what-
pulling
wasn't this whole
JG so
So-
hard right now. He's pulling Johnny
You'll
going
thank
so
me
hard.
So if you
Sunday.
know, quote unquote, Arsenal's
Come
going
on,
to win,
I cannot see that much into the future.
You
Mm.
When he's right, he's right. When he's wrong, he's wrong.
what's your score?
3-0.
Arsenal.
Yes.
I'm going to change my score.
3-0.
No, I'm going to change my score to no Villa.
Okay.
I don't understand that, but okay.
Whatever.
Exactly.
Moving on.
Only because he said he
You said 1-0,
knows.
right?
Only because he says he knows, and you guys are like, oh God, here we go.
Because when you say that, and it's like
You basically
You're
jinxing your team
asking for it to
go the other way.
go the other way. So
Listen,
the
if
fact that he
this
just said
happens,
that, I know.
I'm gonna
gonna bring
laugh.
him.
I'm gonna fucking laugh.
Oh no, it's recorded. We're
It'll
gonna
be
clip this part out.
hilarious.
If this doesn't happen,
I
we're gonna
promise you,
clip
I will
this
not
part
show
out.
up on Monday. You will have to do a Zoom call.
Yeah, I'm not here on Mondays anyway.
It'll be a three-way call between the three.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go Leicester Brentford. I feel like it's gonna be an interesting game to watch. Brentford, who found some recent form. Leicester, who again, up and down, up and down. How do you see this game going?
I see this as a draw, 2-2.
Okay.
Yep, Ericsson, freaking love him.
It's all going to depend on if the Brentford's best friend in the penalty comes into play.
Yeah.
But Leicester just haven't been the greatest this season at all. And Brentford are picking up form
Yeah.
with Tony back.
Yeah.
2-1 Brentford.
2-0 Leicester.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Brentford too. Set pieces are gonna kill him, and Ivan Tony's gonna take
Is it
a
2-0
field day.
Leicester, Eric?
No, I said 2-1 Leicester. No, Nico said 2-1 Leicester. I say 2-1 Brentford.
Okay.
And then whatever you say.
I am going with 2-1 Leicester.
Okay.
You know that for sure? That way it
Yeah,
goes
do
my
you know
way.
that, or should I check my
I
score line?
only use the knowing in one occasion per game week.
And last but not least, to end the game week, a top 4
Battle.
matchup, London
Rivalry
rivalry.
at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Talk to me, Dyer.
Hopefully the pattern breaks here.
There you go, you jinxed it. Let's do it.
I really do hope so.
What was the last one?
They won.
They
today.
won.
They won, but
Okay, so you have to lose. Okay.
no, we don't have to lose tomorrow. That game week, we don't have
You
to
should
lose. We
be
don't need to.
losing.
No, we shouldn't do. We should win
You're the one that brought it up.
We should win.
You're the one that brought it up.
No,
because it's right there in front of you. It's facts right now.
it's literally written down for you. If you look at it, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. And today, tomorrow, and Sunday,
For Sunday,
red.
shut up. I feel like Tottenham will do really well. Oh my god!
Of course you do. It's your team. I don't blame you for feeling that way.
Oh my god, this is so fucking stressful, man. I felt 2 gray hairs now.
I just pop up, bing, bing.
3-0 Spurs. I'm saying
Spurs. Okay.
it. Fuck it. I'm saying
know
it.
it?
3-0. I said 3-0. Not. I know it. That's what I want.
I think there's no Cresswell. There's no Cresswell. There's no Bowen. There's no Antonio.
Yeah.
If Spurs don't win this fucking game, it's going to be 2-1 Spurs.
Okay.
Thank you,
2-1
guys.
Spurs.
Thank you, Nick.
I think that there's no Antonio, no Cresswell, no Bowen, and Spurs are supposed to win this game, meaning they're going to lose this game because they're expected to win this game. And because they won today's game, they're going to lose Sunday's game. Does that make sense?
No,
Perfect sense. It's
West
logical.
Ham 3-0.
Ooh.
West Ham 3-0.
you're a psycho.
Ooh.
Are you serious right now,
I
bro?
mean, honestly,
I thought I was the one that hit my
we're
head.
up so well, like in points. I'm willing to take a risk.
Do it.
I'm
fuck
going
it.
with Eric 3-0.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Put the juju out there. Put the juju out there. What's that? What's that? What's that? Okay. It's out there.
This is terrible, man.
That's all we got. That's our predictions for this game week, and then we have international break where we're gonna change things up a little bit different. Not talk about the Premier League because there won't be Premier League to talk about, but more just what if questions and some hot topics that are taking the headlines. With all that being said, do you guys have anything else that you want to get off your chest? No.
I love you guys, but I hate you guys at the same time.
Fingers crossed for Uruguay during the international break.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I do want to ask something though.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, how does it feel knowing that 2 of your biggest rivals are at the top of the table while you're struggling down there?
That's fine because I'm not expecting us
the
to
view
be
is
up
nice,
there
you
with
said?
given our current form.
But I mean, that's
Beginning of the
just me.
season, sure, I expected to be up there challenging, but not as the season went along. I'm accepting.
them
Me as
I'm
a
accepting the
non-fan was
fact.
expecting them to be up there too.
I'm acknowledging the fact that we're just not cutting it this season. So okay.
But
It-
who
it
would you
is what it
rather?
is.
Who would you rather see that win the title?
I think you answered that last
We
week.
answered
didn't
that
you?
last week.
Who was it?
Well, someone doesn't.
No, last episode. Last episode.
Someone doesn't listen.
It doesn't.
Well, I did watch every episode. I just don't remember.
There's
I
2
hit I hit my head.
Yesterday.
I hit my
He hit
head.
his head recently,
It was
bro.
yesterday.
Remember? He hit his head.
Yesterday was Tuesday,
which was when it was uploaded.
which was the one that I still have yet to watch because I work all day on Tuesdays.
Answer the question, guy.
Jesus.
City.
For real.
I mean, yeah.
He wants.
I think y'all kind of want City to win. No offense to you, but we're just used to it now.
No, I'd rather have Liverpool.
What's one
win.
more?
Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah, what's one more? As long as they don't win champions, I'm okay with that.
Exactly.
Like, keep the champions away, give them another league title, and then but Liverpool come.
Can you imagine?
No.
Damn, when they won, it was pandemic year, so there was no celebrations. This
And
time
it's
there's gonna be a
just that-
celebration, and we're not gonna live it down. At least City is like, whatever. You guys are just like the little kids born with a silver spoon in their mouth, you know. But we'll see. With all that being said, love you guys as well. We love you, the listeners, the viewers. As always, we're the bench with the voice, where the bench is always warm. Peace, everybody.
Good night.